So if you say you have any idea, one day, one way or the other.
The conversations are louder than imagined. The expectations are greater. The demand for quality blueprints needed to make informed decisions is constantly being reviewed.
You can't start hiding under party or anything. We are leaders that are entrusted by our people. Come and speak on their behalf.
The Situation Room on 98.3 Milan FM provides the platform where all of your demands are met. Issue-based conversations about politics, policies, leadership and governance in as we are engaged. The room is here. We welcome the roommates.
A very good evening to you. Welcome to the Situation Room on Milan 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. I want to believe your day has been going very well. Today is Tuesday and the 25th day of the month of July 2023. We're counting down. To the 100 days of the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's 55 days already, if you count it from the 29th of May till now. And the question is this: so far, how good? When the president got sworn in on the 29th of May, a lot of people, obviously keyed on into the renewed hope policy documents that was handed, down to Nigerians as we were building. It talked about upholding the rule of law. It talked about a lot of issues back and forth. But the question is this: the president promised to hits the ground running the moment he gets into office. Has he really done that? You look at how everything had been, but we're going to talk about that. There was this very little drama that happened at the outside of the courts, the high courts in Abuja, after the arraignment of the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Yes, that's aftermath of the face-off between the officials rather of the Nigerian Correctional Facility. Well, one of my friends would always say something that if you follow the political conversation here in Nigeria and then you snooze on it or you blink, that you would certainly miss out. Almost every single day there's always a different story, there's always a different twist to the narrative. Well, I'm sure that by 5:30 on the full bulletin on Milan 98.3 FM, you get to hear more details of all of that that transpired at the courts. Don't forget that the immediate past the removed CBN governor Godwin Emefiele was arraigned in courts today after it was released the last week. And then, the judge has also ordered that Emefiele should be held at the Ikoyi Correctional, Center. Pending the perfection of these bail conditions, is being granted bail on the 20 million naira, of course, with a shorty in like sum. The trial has been fixed for the 14th of November. Okay. I'm sure a lot of Nigerians are really interested as officials of the Correctional Center back of Nigeria. So let's get down into the conversations of government that obviously doesn't must be about the people from top to bottom. So any policy that the government brings help us to unravel some of these things. Yesterday on the show, I had Dr. Akinyode join me via phone, and we looked at a couple of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu got sworn in. How long can Nigerian petrol now, and even on education conditions, will be able to accept education loan, and it's strictly for educational purposes? Well, if you look around, the market forces even the unity schools owned by the federal government has had its tuition fee reviewed. Adams Oshiomhole. Yes, a lot of people listening. Tinubu said I was going to hit the ground running. Where are we? And then those are the questions we are going to. If the president said that Nigerians should make sacrifices, if the president expects the Nigerian people to, give them enough time to settle in, get into the job, there's been a lot of policies, decisions by the government that have been open to huge level of criticism. Yes, and that's the exact word. The removal of the subsidy initially that took the prices went up again from 687. You stay in Lagos. I think yesterday morning I got fuel for 568 naira per liter. So that's the question we need to ask ourselves. The situation of the country right now, and also you look at the security challenges that we are facing. The appointment of the service chief, the chief of army staff was on the plateau over the weekend just to boost the morale of the people trying to bring sanity. And the question is how long are we going to, put paper over cracks in terms of the policies that we're expecting from the government? Well, the president also has till the end of July, which is in about maybe like 6 days now, to present the list and the names of his cabinet members. It's almost 2 months since the president wants to come into a particular sector, and the first place they want to go to is the head of that particular ministry. You're coming to invest into the power sector, for instance. You want to sit down and talk to the minister of power to know what are the things that you are putting in place, and what are the incentives that will make, probably be available for people that want to invest in the country. But there are no ministers on seats here. So the president goes out, goes to attract, investors. People want to bring in their money into the country, but there are no ministers on seats. And, remember that the immediate past president, that's Muhammadu Buhari, signed into law the time limiting the number of days that the president must present his cabinet. That's in contrast to what the immediate past president did. Remember in 2015, it took him about 7 months, if I'm not mistaken, to set up his cabinet. And even upon his re-election in 20, a lot of Nigerians were asking, why did it take you that long when you knew you were a big period of time? Present his cabinet. And that means, and if you know the way the cabinet setup is, it's a long process. Sometimes I feel it's just a necessary bottleneck. The president would request for the leaders of the party at the state level to, send in nominees, and then, goes through the process, the background check, the screening from the DSS, all of that. Then get presented to the floor of the Senate for screening. Some of them, if they are, maybe former senators, former governors, the senators will tell them, oh, take a bow and leave. But if there are people of interest, they would always interview them. I remember one significant, screening that caught my attention in 2015 was the screening of the former governor of Lagos State. That's the immediate past minister of power. Talking about former governor Babatunde Fashola. And there was a question I was asked then during the screening. They were like, okay, what actually happened between you and your principal, that's the current president now? And he made a statement that may your loyalty never be tested. Well, for the people of Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodinma has upgraded the minimum wage to 40,000 naira. Don't forget that Governor Hope Uzodinma is the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum. That's the governor under the platform of the APC, and he's actually been, doing a lot of moving around, especially on the issue of the leadership of the Senate. Clearly coming out to defend the position of the president or the party to zone the Senate president to, the South region that eventually produce is actually leading from the front, social register, so that, the minimum wage. Well, some governors are already making, statements in respect to that, but it seems Governor Hope Uzodinma is taking the lead. Well, there is an election in Imo State at the end of this year, and he's seeking re-election. So whatever you want to make do with that statement, that's exactly what it is. So let's get into this. Like I said, 55 days down the line, we have a new president. How well have we gone? 0913-600-0410. The president has said he's going to hit the ground running. It was almost 2 months. There are no cabinets yet. We have, special advisors, some, portfolios that the president has raised, some appointments that have been made, like National Security Advisor, the service chiefs, his own special, media aides, May aides generally, a couple of those appointments, left and right. But a lot of people are waiting because the minister gives the direction. What they basically do is they take the, how do I put it now? What the president wants to do, they help the president to break it down. That's why we have all of the ministers across all of the 36 states and the FCT. They help the president, to drive everything he wants to do, everything he promised in the election, manifestos, in the campaign, in the policy document he dropped. That is exactly what the cabinet is supposed to do. We had a lot of time on, President Muhammadu Buhari's tenure, and now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been in office for 55 days. We're waiting for the ministers. All of the drama that follow with the appointment, with the appointments that have been made so far. The service chiefs, they've been confirmed on the floor of the Senate. We're waiting for the Senate to also confirm receiving the list. We're thinking that it was going to be last week, but there was the sitting was adjourned till when next to come up, and there are insinuations that the list of the ministers will be read and invited for them to come do their screening of the floor of the house. But so far so good. From 500 naira to 500 space, just to make sure that some form of palliatives are handed down to Nigerians. Started out with the 8,000 naira per for 12 million household, and that got some really, really heavy clapback from the people. And the government took down that decision and said, okay, we are going to do it this way. Rather than for us to, throw it down from the federal level, let the state government go put up their own register so that it could be well coordinated, and maybe things could reach the people. Pastor Ambrose, good evening.
Good evening.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining.
And I had to call one of the popular callers, regular callers on this program, and he had to ask him. The guy died under Maryland bridge there, and council carried his corpse to Shomolu local government. And it's very pathetic. It's a very close relative. Before we knew what was happening, we had taken the corpse to, the mortuary. Okay, why am I saying this? You talk about the economy, you talk about people like us who are middlemen, businessmen, they're doing well, and the economy has, taken us this far. And then we have, children in school, and then we have bills to pay. We have relatives here and there that we have to ask for, that ask us for money. Okay, Uzodinma wants to go for the election. That's why he has to up the ante. That's what he's doing. So that is one. Two, you see, getting these 2 months that they are using now to look for ministers, I don't understand. It's like looking for an 80-year-old that is virgin. Because at the end of the day, maybe they will soon bring out the list. It's not going to be different. So why don't they just give us what they want to give us? At least if there were ministers, the NUC and the TUP rather than the LLC, they will have been able to negotiate with some set of people. Operating like you said you bought fuel for how much? Now that is beyond that. Things are haywire, okay? It's only God that will help us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Pastor Ambrose. More messages coming in, and this one says, it's a long one, and it says, sharing money from the center is not democratic. It cannot move any country forward. What we need is true federalism, where states must be on their feet, enhancing every national resources in their domain and contribute money to the center. That's Sam from Alagbado. I think the conversation around federalism, it's getting really louder by the day. I think we had a conversation sometime last week. Hello, good evening. Okay, more messages coming in. You can also keep your calls coming. 0913-600-0410. Hello, good evening. You're welcome.
Yes, I'm Austin by name.
Austin, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Amu or Joffin.
Okay.
Yes, you are doing a nice job there. Thank you. Thank you. He's keeping the ground. Oh, that is what he's doing now. what that means that we should tighten our belt, go and buy canvas or shoe that can enable you to jog. And that can help you to lose to enjoy that. See,
I'm with you.
Is a bad situation whereby we have people that they are not intelligent. Intelligence is not by going to school per se. School is still there, but they are not they are not IQ enough. Even the people are around there. Do you remember that Tele Adeke says that a very serious government within a month we provide the cabinet, but now going to come on and you expect the country to move forward? It is well.
Thank you. 091
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us on the show. 091 more messages. This one says, okay, I'll come back to that call very soon. When it was Buhari's turn, as it were, his henchmen defended his incompetence with every drop of their blood. Now it's Tinubu's turn, and with obvious weakness here and there, they are still telling us he's not a magician. One thing is certain, this present government will either succeed or fail woefully. That is Chika from Lekki. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Opeyemi.
Good to have you join us on the show today.
I'm Joe Jayo Motosha.
You're welcome.
Opeyemi, please always balance every caller. Stop giving others some privileges to use for 5, 6 minutes online.
Nobody uses 3 minutes on my show.
I mean, Pastor Ambrose.
Let's go on. Let's go on, Mr. Drojai.
So always those who want to see, who doesn't see anything good about Nigeria, the opportunity to spend 5, 6, 7 minutes online.
Okay, go on, please.
We should always be careful of what we wish for. Our thinking before election should be different from after election. If you are hoping for Nigeria to get one, if you continue to do one every day, justice. I wish you want the best of luck. That's all I want to thank you.
Thank you very much, and I also wish you the very best of luck. Sam from Agodo is texting. And he says that to me, there's nothing running on the ground now because there is hunger, there's hardship in the land. Nigerians are yearning for good governance. The president should select the ministers he wants. There's nothing special about the appointment. It will still be the same circle of people. I remember we had this conversation a very long time ago in respect to what are the weight of expectations that Nigerians are having in terms of the cabinet of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I got quite a lot of feedback. And I think we need to know that not making case for anyone, you would expect that the quality, if eventually we get the list, perhaps we can now sit back and say, well, maybe it was worth the wait, and that would basically be about performance, not even the quality of the appointment. I've seen the very best of individuals handle responsibilities and they fluffed their line so badly. Even, the really educated ones with so much expectation. So it's always going to be, the assessment is going to be on performance based, not necessarily, the spread of the appointment is good. It's not even about having a medical doctor to be the Minister of Health or a lawyer being the Attorney General of it's not even about that. You can still put the right person at the right place and the person will still give you a good result. So that's exactly what we meant by the weight of expectations on the cabinet. Hello, good evening. Good evening. I didn't get your name. Okay, Larry Bashir, you're welcome.
Thank you. We should stop giving excuses. We don't allow this to do how the former president. This is how we keep giving excuses. That the PDP has done this for 15 years. That's why they're not a sister. A different animal is there. It's this year, nothing on that. So we should stop being people. We should start telling them now that you are on the wrong direction. This is how the Nigerians are suffering. And somebody will still come on here and come and be defending them. Because one of them said, he didn't promise miracle. I mean, we are not free. We can't be the one. So that Nigeria will not die. When are they going to start working? When? And we are still making excuses for them. See, that's why I say to the country of Nigeria, they are the problem ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're not in government to make money but to serve. Every senator and House of Reps must be on part-time basis, and all the appointed personnel must be on reduced salary. No more bloated and padded contract. Every contract must be known to the public, who gets what and how the government is going to do it. Okay. The government is not a secret service nor a secret society. So, I mean, that message is coming in to address the issue of transparency in governance. That's Sam from Alagbadu. Thank you very much. 0913-600-0410. Okay. Hello.
You are unfair. I spent 2 minutes 37 seconds.
Pastor Ambrose.
And somebody was accusing me. 2 minutes 37 seconds.
Pastor Ambrose.
And he came on air. No, that guy is an Ipodotog. I know him.
Pastor Ambrose, no.
I check my phone.
Pastor
2
Ambrose.
minutes 37 seconds.
Well,
he now came to say I spent 5 minutes.
Apologies. I would like to take you off. And immediately he made that statement. I said it jokingly that nobody spent 3 minutes on my show. That's because I knew you didn't even spend 3 minutes. I looked at the time. He just talked about 5 minutes. That was it. So please, I wouldn't appreciate name callings or stereotypes on my show. Please let us maintain some form of decorum so that we can pass our messages across without particularly stepping on anybody. Please, thank you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good to have you join us on the show today.
Opeyemi. This is Kende from Mushin.
Okay, Kende from Mushin, good to have you.
Have a wonderful day. What I want to say is that Nigerians should always believe in Almighty God. The era of an election campaign is gone. We are now in season of governance. We should pray for the government to succeed. If it succeeds, it will be better for all of us. We may be in a position before election, but when the election has gone, all hands must be on deck to pray for the success of the government so that all of us will be happy. That's the point. Some people are still believing as if we are in the era of election. Somebody said on one radio program that something that is happy is even meaning that fuel price should jump to 1,000 naira just so that everything will be back. I don't wonder asking, if fuel price jump to 1,000 naira, do you have special filling station when I'm going to buy a road at 200 naira? That shows the level of vindictive and hatred people have for the president. There's nobody can do about it. He has become the president. God has made him to be president. We should pray for him to succeed so that every other person in this country it will be better for all of us. That's it. Have a lovely day.
Thank you very much, and you also have a lovely day for yourself. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Okpe.
You're welcome, Mr.
This is
Akule.
Kayode on the line.
You're welcome.
As you said earlier, that as leaders that we are, we have to learn to do a bit more of decorum and let things slide and not take things personal at times. Very, very, very crucial and important. For me, the day we all agreed that we are going to jettison fuel subsidies was the day we agreed that international prices of crude oil would determine what price we buy. So for all of us today to complain so bitterly about the prices of fuel, probably we all didn't understand what was coming and how it was going to go. But let me tell my people that we are all in it and we will all swim through it. Fuel prices are going to go up any moment from now again. Clearly, the reasons are ominous. Saudi and Russia have dropped production so that they will try to maintain price. That is what we'll all be facing. But be that as it may, governance has never been the job of magicians. Governance is for those who can think, those who have a plan, in the short, medium, and long term to bring it to fruition. The present challenges Nigeria is facing is one that we will surmount as time goes by. I will continue to urge people to be a bit patient and ride through it. What we are doing now is what we have always taken away from Nigeria. And Nigeria says no more. We are not taking away from it. Whatever Nigeria makes for us will be used jointly for what we all earn and enjoy from. So we need to be patient. Let the government do what it needs to do. They've shown us their short, medium, and long-term plan. It's fantastic, and they just need to begin to push it through. Patience, patience, patience. Thank you, Ope, and do have a great day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kayode. Thank you. And you also have a very good day for yourself. 0913-600-0410. You're live on Mainland 98.3 FM. This is the Situation Room. And this program comes up on airwaves every Mondays to Fridays, where we talk about politics, policies, leadership, governance, and everything that affects our daily existence as a people. Chief Anasanya, good evening. Once you call me professor, I'll give you a title also.
Professor.
So you call me professor, I call you chief.
They cannot kill us. We know what to do. See, nobody can deceive me. I need to ask you one question, and I want you to answer me. In that our quarrel, how many things they can find there?
It's almost about 10, 12 different items.
Then one or something. This contact they use for road, engine oil. What about the many things?
Kerosene, everything.
Kerosene different from the flight fuel.
Jet fuel, yes. He's also gotten from it.
Where are they? Answer me now.
I don't know.
No, because nobody can tell me that. Nobody.
Thank you. Sage, I was really true, but let me pick this.
Why we will continue to be skeptical is this. Diverted to education, there's already a country now, that is what you are hearing. Indicated of how to cushion the Fed. Go up. And look at the value of the land will not.
Thank you very much. Calls me the spokesman of the selected president. It's 8,000 for the unknown time they got for free. They don't want to raise a generation. Now you're welcome.
To me, I want to unlock their life savings. So for present government now, Bola Mexico now, want to go after those who are doing this country bad for 4 years. They will achieve nothing. It is that because you know from beginning that this will happen. You know, being the government of federal level, how many months? All I know is that, like I said, patient. Look, we have one to get it right now, or we've been there for long. Sure, now, all I know is that I believe that something good will come out from this government. But it depends on Nigeria. Although many leaders are disappointed us, many presidents are disappointed us. That's why there's so many frauds anymore. Like myself, but to me, at the benefit of doubt at times that, well, let's see if it not be somebody can you get to Koja and the rest of my Koja. Sure, now, let's just work and pray and be steadfast. And put them on their toes for better results. So maybe this government is different. For all the presidents we have in Nigeria here, take it or leave it. But all I know is that I hope for better in Nigeria. Although we've been baptized many times, we have some austerity, many like that. All is the even President Obasanjo say, oh, wait, all the way, all the money he pay back when you have President Goodluck come. All the money I made, forgive us. Gone. Nothing to show. So I just blame Nigeria at some time, but at the same time, we need to use our second order.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Musbao from Mushin. Thank you for joining this year. Part of the bills, I think about 17 bills were signed by the former presidents, and part of them includes the bill that seeks to remove railway, prison, and electricity from the exclusive legislative list to be confirmed by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Get them screened. You're welcome. I know
it is very important. I ship every day by we put them toes. The same thing.
Thank you very much. And don't forget that you can actually watch this program live on our social media platforms. On Facebook, it is facebook.com/mainland 98.3. Yes, on Facebook. On YouTube, mainland 98.3 FM on Instagram, so that I can read some of them. Well, in case you're just tuning in, like you've heard, this is the Situation Room. It comes up on the airwaves every Mondays to Fridays from 4 to 5 p.m. So you're welcome today. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, your name and where you calling from?
My name is Alaji Suba.
Alaji Subar, from where, please?
From Aliumasho.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. My candid advice on the issue of this minister, I want Nigeria to understand that it is not the effort of President Tinubu alone to win APC. And by constitution, you should appoint a minister from all the states. And if you are going to do that, politics is not in a hurry. Tinubu is not the only person that. Let's go back to the past President Muhammadu Buhari. Did he implement, that tenor of a submission of a minister or whatever? You understand? You now see how difficult it is. So Nigerians understand they need to exercise patience. It is not as though that everything will be balanced.
Thank you.
On this one, palliative. The only thing I saw is that it is not encouraging to evidence about the distribution or reliability of the state candidates. Yes, of the state governor, because of the experience they have got in the past. So you see, that is only my advice to the President Tinubu. But because of two refinery, we will not find ourselves in this problem. Government control and palliative. We know what we are suffering about. If government can focus on our need, the Port Harcourt refinery is going to worry refineries do the same thing. So that is what we need.
Thank you. The president and the governors to submit the names of the bill and 17 specifically. 20. You need to put up the volume of your radio, Mabule, but you're welcome.
Yeah, this is all right. Okay, what I've just like a response without naming anybody to what some of your people are. They are now told that we become on stream 1025. If the information I heard is correct, they are no longer this year. So that's what they have been saying all the time. And again now, people are buying time for this current administration. There is no doubt. But I want to ask them if they will have done the same thing if it is another government that is in power, maybe PDP or Labour Party. These are the same set of people that went to Ojota 2012. Did they give that administration time? Even though that administration have a very good plan, even before the removal of subsidy, it was not given a time. They all went there to march against him. And look at it. What we have now, we will not be seeing it. Of course, the 8,000 naira property, just a mess. There's no plan. So just have to. But these are not their position. When PDP was in power, they mean every word they did.
Family on Facebook, like I said, or subscribe to all our social media platforms on Facebook. Something Ade on Facebook says, I wouldn't be surprised if he appoints with the people of questionable people for the nation has lost faith in this government already. Okay. Henry Aika says, please talk about the new Ogun State palliative program that they just rolled out. Please, the agenda setting of your program shouldn't be against or inciting the people. I keep your messages coming in on Facebook. Well, for Henry Aika, you follow this program for a very long time. You understand the fact that when there are things to talk about on the positive slide, we certainly gloss over it on this program. So we'll talk about it. I just got in full details of the palliative that was rolled out in Ogun State, and I just studied everything earlier today. So we're going to be looking at how the state governors can own responsibilities of taking care of their people. They'll be joining us on the show, and then we look at a particular model that is working in Ekiti State. How can the other state governors key into it? And so that you don't just rush to Abuja at the end of the month to get whatever is coming down to your state. You can also sit back and look inward. What are the things that you have as natural resources that can sustain your state, so that whatever you get from Abuja can be used to handle other things? I mean, it's really disturbing. As little as the minimum wage is, where the government can still owe months backlogs of salaries and gratuity and pensions and arrears because they don't have money. But I can say this categorically, that every state in Nigeria has enough resources to take care of their people. So the government at the state level needs to check, look inward, and ask yourselves, your commissioners, your senior advisors, your senior special advisors, how can we raise money from this state? How can we And in doing that also, we must not pin the people with so much tax at the state level. So you have to balance both. Focus on IGRs at the state level so that you can have enough money to take care of your people. Whatever you get from the federation account at the end of every month will be used to, augment whatever you get at the state level. So the Ogun State government is rolling out the parliament, and I like the pattern they did. They said people should nominate 3 major roads that they want them to fix in their community. But the truth is this: there are a lot of places in Ogun State that need urgent attention. But thank you very much, anyway, Henry Ika on Facebook, for bringing me to that space. Hello, good evening.
Opeyemi.
You're welcome.
Yes, my name is Prince Wise, calling you from Amuodo.
You're welcome, Prince Wise.
One of our anybody that criticizes government. But my own type of criticism, I'm not a professional critic. I voted for Siwaju, and I want to do is that we go to send to the National Assembly. I want a competent, ready to die for the country, to be the minister. It can be a politician, it can be a technocrat. The people we call politicians today, the party university, polytechnic, college of education, and then also work somewhere before they join politics. All the politicians we have today in the country, how many of them are read political science in the university? So what we need is a competent hand that can work for this country for better the lot of the people. And as it is now, Mr. Apena has the class working now. It's the one. Look what the things are taking by the president. It means well for them. Only they are feeling the pain. But we are praying that better things will come. We give a lot of suggestions. I suggest that can they give 6 months foreign food to come in. And before that 6 months lapse, because it will be improved. Those who can be able to go to farm, they're able to go to farm there. So we need agriculture. The money taken away from fuel, subsidy taken away from fuel. And people agriculture.
Thank you, Prince Wise.
The president's security that we have now, they are performing. We must commend them, Opeyemi, by enticing them with the higher allowances, better salary, pay their salary at a record time. That is making Nigeria to be great.
Thank you, Prince Wise.
Opeyemi,
thank
God
you.
Bless you.
And God bless you too. Thank you very much for joining the conversation. 09136000410. Keep the calls coming in, keep the messages coming in, and you can also drop off on our social media platforms. Just check what's going on there. You can also catch up on some programs that you must have missed. We drop a couple of informations there for you to work with. So it's Mainland 98.3 FM on YouTube, Mainland 98.3 FM on Facebook and Instagram, and on Twitter, Mainland FM. Follow us, I would certainly follow you back. Hello, good evening. Okay, more messages still coming in, and this one says, whatever the government decides to do, the priority of the government should be about the people. Okay, thank you very much. That's Festus from Abulegba. Okay, no to the triangle palliatives of $500 billion and $800 million, which is for the high class. Which on one side of the triangle is the executive, and on the opposite side of the triangle is the National Assembly, and on the right side of the triangle is the judiciary, which $70 billion is already allotted for furnitures and $110 billion for cars by the National Assembly. A lot. The big question is, why is Bat not saying anything about updating our refineries in his agenda? Let him channel their own product drastically and the living cost to be friendly, opposed to tax. Okay. More messages. This one says, my name is Femi from. Must be sincere also with his list of cabinet. Okay. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Mr. Opeyemi. Good evening to you.
Your name and where you calling us from?
My name is Victor. I'm calling from Shomolu.
Victor from Shomolu. You're welcome to the show.
Somebody say want to fight you this morning in your brother.
I got the message. The person said I didn't allow him exercise his freedom of speech.
Our head be hot for Nigeria.
It's okay. Everywhere done red.
My brother, in fact, on Sunday was one of my best days of listening to your program on Sunday evening. The man really this Nigerian refinery from 1960. In fact, if we can follow that, Nigeria will be better. He gave us a hope that your brother was asking, if what was asking him, can Nigeria refinery still work? The man said yes. In fact, I was very, 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 very happy. My brother, I want to, somebody say we should be praying. Pray for what now? Pray for what? Pray for what? Finally, I was discussing with somebody this afternoon that if Asiwaju have come to us and say, please, so Nigeria, endure for 2-3 years. This money, any somebody that doesn't have good for Nigeria, you are giving that person 5 million. It's not good.
Show. Unfortunately, that will be the last call I'll pick today. Like I said earlier on, you know, would help us to look at the particular model that is working in Ekiti State. A couple of years back, I joined a group of researchers to work on the needs to industrialize the states. A couple of years back, with the fountain of knowledge. Well, that is changing gradually. And what that does is it also put extra money in the pocket of the government. So the DJ of the agency, young person, very, very young man, is going to be joining us on the show tomorrow. And from there, hopefully, at 8.3 FM, by 5 o'clock, the news headlines will come. By 5:30, the flows and especially the ongoing fight against Canada would also look into all of that. My name is Opeyemi.